All right, we're all set, Chair.
Okay. All right, let's call this meeting to order. We're reconvening from last Monday. If everyone will stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, council has a revised this week's agenda in front of them. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda?
Shay, first we need to vote to reconvene, please.
Okay. Motion. Is there a motion to reconvene the meeting from last Monday?
I make a motion to reconvene the meeting.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second? I can't hear.
Randy seconded. Second, sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any announcements?
We don't have any.
Okay.
I have none.
Sue has received a public comment that she's going to read for us. Is there anyone signed up in person for public comment?
There is not.
Okay.
This is the only comment I've received. This is from the Hernandez family, signed by Michelle Hernandez. I'm not sure if I'm too late, but I wanted to write to someone to let them know how grateful we would be to have my son be able to play at an actual quote unquote home field for Rugby Middle School. We live in Horseshoe and use Mills River Park weekly for various activities. To be able to add this to our list of things there would be terrific. Mills River Park is a beautiful place to call home, and West and Rugby have had a strong history with baseball for years. Mills River Park would be the perfect place to host teams and show them our school pride. It would be great for Mills River businesses as well, because we often eat after the games or grab some ice cream. Mills River has great choices to offer our team and the visitors as well. Thank you for considering this. We would be so grateful to be the first team to be able to play on this field. My son could look back and tell his kids one day that's where he used to play.
Thank you, Sue. The consent agenda, correct me if I'm wrong, but we adopted that last Monday's meeting, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so skip over that. All right, back to our regular agenda, the interlocal agreement with Rugby Middle School. Daniel, do you want to, or Nicole, whomever, talk about the
Yeah, I'm gonna.
changes?
Shay, Nicole's gonna go over those changes for you.
After last week's meeting, we took back a lot of the changes that there was some consensus on. Pull up my phone. I realize I was sorry. Okay, well, we want to start, one of the changes, number 1 under purpose, each party agrees to the following, agrees to allow the other to use of certain facilities as described in Exhibit A, subject to the terms and conditions set forth in this agreement and other such policies and rules established by Mills River, Henderson County Public Schools for the use of their respective facilities. So that was in response to making sure it was just the middle school and just the baseball field. So if you go to Exhibit A, it has a list. So it says list of facilities. Henderson County Public Schools facilities that may be used by Mills River under this agreement is all Henderson County Public School facilities. Mills River facilities that may be used by Henderson County Public Schools under this agreement is the baseball field at Mills River Park. And then allowable groups is the Henderson County Public School groups that may use Mills River Park under this agreement is the Rugby Middle School baseball team. and Mills River groups that may use Henderson County Public School facilities under this is the Mills River Parks and Recreation Department. Is there any questions on that?
So on this agreement that Sue handed out just a minute ago,
Yes.
is the exhibits going to be attached?
There should be. They're on there.
What?
Yeah, on the back of,
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
yeah,
I didn't get that.
it's probably on that other copy. Here. No.
I have exhibit A and B here, and it was in our email.
Wonder if you had the last one that ran out of paper or something.
Sue, I got one.
He's got it. He's got it now. We're good.
Thank you, Nicole.
Sure thing. Okay, and then under two, scheduling, this is where we just made the changes of taking out specific names and adding, Parks and Recreation Director instead of Nicole Sweat, Parks and Recreation Director. So that were the changes there. Does anybody have any questions or concerns on there? All right, so if we go down to number 3 is personnel. We heard from you all that you wanted to include security, so we just added neither party shall have responsibility for staffing, supervision, or security of the programs operated by the other party. That responsibility lies with the party planning the agreed upon recreational activity. Any questions there? Concerns? Okay, rules of use. Both Mills River and Henderson County Public Schools shall be responsible for ensuring the groups using the other facilities adhere to and follow any rules or guidelines established by the facility's owner. Mills River and Henderson County Public Schools reserve the right to suspend the use of particular teams or groups if the team, group, or its members refuse to adhere to the rules established by the owner of the facility. Any questions or concerns there? Okay, indemnification. This was just lawyer talk of changing different words, and both Sharon and the Henderson County Public School lawyers have agreed on that, but just changed indemnification to hold harmless, and then added to the extent allowed by the law, Henderson County Public School hereby has agreed to release hold harmless, and basically the same for Mills River. Is there any questions there? And then so for under conditions, which is I think now number 9, we added that the town, that we basically each group will maintain their own facility. We took out the section of where they would provide the pitching mound, and we just updated the reference to the code of ordinance. And then there we said a current copy of the current softball rules is attached. Is there any questions there? And then lastly, under terminations, we had the 90-day written notice, but then we added the or immediately without cause. And we did update 2020 to 2021. There, and then if you go to the exhibits, that's just where it references back to what groups and facilities can be used. And then we also added a copy of the current baseball rules for easy reference. Anybody have any questions on the changes?
This doesn't have anything to do with this agreement, but going forward into next year, I realize that this year is kind of a trial for rugby and for us as a town, for a team. and we're not charging a user fee, but going forward, we're going to have some groups that are going to come to us that are based in Mills River and are going to want the same deal that rugby's getting. So going forward past this year, I'd be real hesitant not charging a user fee for all teams that use our field. That's the only comment I have about this agreement and everything. But the agreement looks fine. Appreciate all the work, all the changes that you had to make, all the hoops you had to jump through.
Randy, are you talking about like travel teams based in the area?
Well, you know, let's just take, okay, if the Triangle Stop sponsors a Little League team and all those kids are in Mills River and Triangle Stop pays taxes in Mills River and they come to the town and want the same, be able to practice and play games at our field here, you know, this has the potential to, where does it end? We'll never charge a user fee for our scheduled times that we have set aside for teams to use. So I realize this year is just a learning curve for both of us, but maybe going forward next year that all teams that play here, the organized teams, may have to pay a user's fee. We're picking up the mound for rugby this year, and it'll be used for the town's needs. But going forward, I'd like to see us always charge a user fee.
Travel teams do pay for field rentals. Like if Triangle Stop sponsored a team, it would typically be a travel team. If you sponsor a rec team, you don't choose, like you don't get to pick who's on your team. It's everybody goes into one pot in the rec world and they get assigned different teams. So it's be hard to have just an all Mills River team unless it was a travel team. And they are accustomed to paying for user fees. Just to allay that fear. I feel like this is a middle school, you know, public school. We don't pay anything for kids to go to public school. Parents don't pay for the kids to play the sports there. So there's not a lot of money to be spent. Are there other questions about the agreement? Everybody comfortable with all the changes? Are we ready to vote at this point?
I'm ready.
Brian, would you like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. We approve the agreement between Town of Mills River and Henderson County Public Schools with regard to rugby using our field for baseball.
I'll second it. Any discussion before we vote? Okay, all those in favor of approving the agreement, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, you have that, Sue?
I got in a unanimous vote. Yes, I got that.
Are Coach Barker and Mr. McKenzie there today?
Shay,
Yes.
is that, before the gentleman gets up to speak, is that I want to bring the council up on something that happened Friday evening. Friday evening, I got a phone call, and it was from a parent at Hendersonville Middle School. This person was a Mills River resident, and so they said, Roger, I hear that the town is trying to draft an agreement with the Henderson County Public Schools. And I said, yes, that is true. So this parent said, does that include Hendersonville? And I said, well, we're trying to narrow it down. One of the big things that I heard from previous discussions about Mills River taxpayers. And so this guy told me, he said, we're looking for a field where I guess it's a girls baseball team or something like that they wanted to come out and do their tryouts. And I said, well, that's not really what we had in mind. And he said, I'm a taxpayer too. He said, I pay taxes in Mills River. So why aren't we being treated the same as other schools? And I'll leave it at that.
I was just going to thank Mr. McKenzie and Coach Barker for being patient, and thank you for being with us today. Did you all have any other questions for us?
No, ma'am, just want to thank everybody for, it's not just us being patient, it's you guys being patient with us as we work through. We really appreciate the partnership and look forward to an enjoyable baseball season. So thank you guys.
We wish you luck.
We're going to need it. Thank you.
And Mr. Rhodes is here from the county. Do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Mayor Davis, I'd just like to say thank you to yourself and all the council members. We appreciate the opportunity to build a relationship, and hope we'll look back on this and it'll be a successful year for all of our student athletes. And just want to say thank you, and thank you to Nicole for all the hard work, and to Mr. McKenzie and the folks at Rugby. But we're here to be a good partner with you. And if there's anything you need from us, please do not ever hesitate to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, moving along on the agenda, I believe Daniel has an update for us.
Thanks, Mayor. I just wanted to give a quick update and a correction. Last week, I sent out your weekly report with the comprehensive plan input sessions. I mistakenly used the wrong date. Those are this Wednesday, February 17th at 3:30 and 6:30. I had referenced Wednesday, February 16th. Tomorrow is in fact the 16th, and it's planning board. Again, Wednesday, February 17th at 3:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. we are going to be hosting comprehensive plan presentations to the general public. And then on the 18th, beginning at 11 a.m., we're going to use this room, the community space in Town Hall, as a drop-in session for anyone who wants to come see the map, see the plan, anytime between 11 and 3 p.m. And we can certainly schedule individual sessions with folks if that's more preferable later in the future. So that's the only update that I have at this point.
And Daniel, do you think it would be useful if council or maybe some planning board members were there, sort of in and out to answer people's questions?
Yes, I think that would be helpful to have a couple of both from this board and from the planning board to be present. Maybe to say a few words at the beginning and then just help answer questions as we get through the presentation.
Okay, thank you. I'll definitely carve out some time for that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other council comments?
I've got one. So during visioning, DOT came and they gave the price estimate on the Butler Bridge guardrails. And I had reached out to Lonnie at the DOT about that. I've had some citizens who have emailed me in reference to that. And following up with that, I also reached out to the sheriff's department, and they took the speed trailer out there and put in that curve to try to identify if it's a speed issue or if it's a design issue with the curve, to see whether or not it's just an enforcement thing or what's going on there. But what they found was that the majority of people who go through there are not necessarily speeding, that it does seem to be that it's more of an indication of the way the curve lies. It kind of rolls off the hill some. In inclement weather, it's more of a factor. I think in the last month, I think they've had either 3 or 4 cars slide off that curve. I also reached out to the fire department, and the chief, Rick Livingston, had indicated that it's been a problem there for many years. And it would be a benefit for them to have something there as far as a guardrail. DOT has came back with an opportunity to complete that project. If they incorporate it with the guardrail project that Lonnie had mentioned they were doing on Banner Farm Road. And what was it? Turnpike, sorry, not Banner Farm, Turnpike. What I'd like for us as town council to do is to allow Daniel to dedicate some time to further exploring that opportunity, so that the town can partner in on this and see what the associated costs are, so that we can provide that benefit for safety to our citizens.
Thanks, Brian. Other council comments? No. If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. See you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian and Shay.
Thanks.